Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Got a spicy video for you guys. We're going to talk about your boy Jordan Peterson because he's been having, I don't know, I guess a rough time on Twitter. He's been tweeting out some very interesting things, and I had to share it with y'all if you haven't seen it because they're they're absolute gems. But before we get into all that, this video is brought to you by Raycon. Guys, I've been rocking and partnering with Raycon for at least 3 years. I genuinely believe in their products, and they're only getting better. Raycon is premium audio at the perfect price point, so you can build great habits without breaking the bank. Whether you're looking for a pair of everyday earbuds, low latency gaming headphones, or a speaker with a battery that will last all night at your next party, Raycon's got you covered. And I mean it, man, I got multiple pairs of earbuds, and I got the everyday headphones. I need music, and these dudes got me covered. And it's easy to get like me and have multiple sets because Raycons start at half the price of other premium audio brands, and they also offer buy now pay later options, man. That is king for me. Things that I look for in earbuds and headphones is obviously quality, which they do have, and good features and functions, which they have as well. Like they have the 3 sound profiles. They have pure sound, balanced sound, and bass sound. They have the awareness mode and noise isolation, which is so important for me, especially when I'm at the gym killing it. I need to put on that noise isolation, tune out all the noise, hear the music perfectly, and then I'm killing it. So it is easy to see why they have over 50,000 5-star reviews. So are you ready to buy something small with a big impact? Click on the link in the description or go to buyraycon.com/SBG to get 15% off your Raycon purchase. Grab a pair or two, ladies and gentlemen. You will not be disappointed.
Supreme victory!
So people are speculating what's been going on with Jordan Basketball Peterson. If you guys didn't know, that's what the B stands for. And if you want to know his full name, it is Michael Basketball Jordan Peterson. That is no joke, absolute no cap. So people are speculating what is going on with this guy because he's tweeting very strange things as of late. And a lot of people are kind of coming to the conclusion that he's back on the benzos. If you guys didn't know, most of you probably know that he got addicted to benzos because, well, this is the story that has been presented, that his wife Tammy, she had cancer, and it was supposed to be terminal, it was supposed to be pancreatic cancer, and then to cope with all of that stress and everything, he was on the benzos, and she covered, great. But he was still hooked on that stuff. Tried to get off, couldn't get off, and so he had to do something extreme. He had to go to Russia to be induced in a coma to actually be off of it, and that was the only way it worked for him. And very risky. I think he almost died, but he survived. Everything was good. He wrote another book, 12 More Rules, and all that shit. So he was on the rebound, and everybody's, oh, okay, cool. He joins the Daily Wire and stuff, just goes further to the right. And then we're caught up. We're caught up with him tweeting some really weird stuff. So let's look at this first one. So somebody wanted to point out that a long time ago that he kind of mistook Shoe on Head for Blair White. And the reason why this happened because he said, like, oh, my mistake, I saw this was on Blair White's channel. And if you guys don't remember, like, say there used to be a community, right? Like the anti-SJWs, whatever you want to call. Some people said the skeptic community, though, even though I never considered myself as a skeptic, a lot of people didn't, but it was just like, whatever. I don't care about labels. I never cared. I do more so now because of just realizing how stupid people are, and you kind of have to hold their hands. And they're just gonna put you in a certain box, and I'm like, oh, let me clarify. So I gotta hold your dumb little hand and show you who I am, even though it should be pretty obvious. But I digress on that. So back in those times when there was a community, sometimes people needed to leave, go on vacation, whatever it was, and they would have friends do guest videos on their channel. Like I had that done for my channel. When I was traveling to Greece, so I had people be guests on my channel, and I was guest on other people's channels. So I'm assuming this is what happened. that she was a guest on Blair's channel. And then so Jordan Peterson's like, oh, look at this mighty fine transsexual over here. She's taking down the, whatever type of video. I don't even know what video it was, but I'm sure she was just, trashing some trans woman who probably wasn't transitioned very well. And then, which is pretty messed up, probably in hindsight, she's probably like, ugh. But I don't know. I'm just assuming. So there's that. And then just recently, a troll comes out on Twitter and they tweet out this. When I was 18, I took male hormones so I could fit in better with my group. My group encouraged me to take TRT and ruin my body, and it destroyed me. This is not uncommon. Hashtag D-Trans Awareness Day. Hashtag D-Transition Awareness Day. Me at 18 trans, me at 24 D-Trans. It does get better. And so it shows the shoe on head with like short hair and then long hair, essentially. That's it. Obvious major troll. Shoe on head is not a trans woman. Shoe on head is just some Italian chick from New York. And that's it. And Jordan Peterson retweeted this not that long ago. And people are like, what's going on? What does he see in Shoe on Head that he's like, this is definitely a trans woman right here, and she's quite sexy. I like her that she's going back to her female state as how God intended. So Jordan Peterson also retweeted a teenager that is transitioning. So I'm assuming they've had top surgery, so they're probably standing shirtless, right? And this is problematic for many reasons. Obviously this is, who is this person? Are you sharing their stuff without their consent? Like, do they want it to be shared? I don't know. And the other thing is when it comes to people like Jordan who who are heavily against transgenders, you could call him a transphobe if you want. They don't believe in the transgender ideology. He doesn't, and people like that don't believe in this shit. So in their eyes, this trans kid, this trans boy is still a woman. So that would mean Jordan Peterson is retweeting a minor that is topless. Like, there is a girl minor that is topless and he's retweeting from his perspective. So you gotta think, what the hell are you doing? And this isn't the first time somebody like this has done that. Matt Walsh came out with that stupid documentary, What is a Woman? And in the trailer, there was the same deal. A minor, a woman, a girl that transitioned to a boy and had the top surgery, right? And they just put it in the video. And I'm like, yo, so then you are completely against that. You're basically posting CP. Or you do actually respect that they've transitioned and you're portraying them as a boy who can be topless, which is kind of based, actually. It shows that even with all the bullshit that you say and how much you're against the transgender ideology and the woke warless, like, you actually do recognize them. Because otherwise, you would just be like, this is straight up CP and I can't post this, right? Kind of cool. So I actually didn't find the original tweet, but I saw the quote tweet that Jordan Basketball Peterson was talking about here, and this is kind of interesting for him. Check this out. And it's not a vagina, it's a hole for another man to foop, and that's that. And you're like, what is happening here? So obviously he's probably talking about bottom surgery. He's talking about a trans woman, right? And then getting the bottom surgery, I'm assuming. And it's like, it's always so fascinating that people like this that claim to hate or just completely dismiss stuff like this, that they're so fixated on the genitalia. They're saying, oh, the butchers, like he always calls them butchers. The butchers need to be put in prison that are butchering all, and they're doing all this stuff. Meanwhile, not one fucking word about circumcision, which is 100% genital mutilation. 100%. And there's a lot of people that will defend it because they've had it done to them. It was done to me against my will. everybody just kind of following along with traditions and stuff like that. Do I wish that I would have had that choice? Absolutely. Because I wouldn't have mutilated myself. Why the fuck would I do that? I have less nerve endings on my penis so I can feel less pleasure. Why would you want to feel less pleasure? Like, that's just stupid. And people would make all these excuses. Well, it's just cleaner. And I'm like, are you a fucking disgusting pig and can't wash yourself? I think the answer to these people is yes, because you hear about all these people, oh, this person smells like shit. You always hear stuff like this, because there's people who genuinely don't know how to clean themselves. I sell shirts that say wash your ass for a reason, because you need to wash your ass. No, don't just rinse it off with water, bro. Like, if you got dog poop on your hand, are you just going to rinse it off with water or just get a napkin and you're done? No, you soap it up and then rinse it off with water. Same thing with your own ass. But there's people that are just disgusting, and I feel like, oh, I'm glad I don't have this foreskin, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to clean myself because I'm too fucking lazy. So that argument always just baffles me. So I'm like, no, just clean yourself. Don't be an idiot. Just like all of my friends that I know that are Mexican and stuff, Catholic and whatnot, they never fucked with that circumcision stuff. They've never had any problems. They've never told me about any problems, and everything seems fine. So my point is, I feel like it's so crazy hypocritical when people always scream and cry about all this stuff that people are choosing to do, and then you have these babies that obviously have zero choice, but since it's tied to religiosity, it's like, it's totally fine, bucko, because God wants it. I'm like, even though, why wouldn't God just make us like this? So let's get to this one. This one's my second favorite, and then we'll get to the piece de resistance. We're getting there. But this one right here, he quote tweets a CNN article, because the CNN article says this. It says, women in Berlin can now swim topless in public pools, just as men can. And yeah, why not? Jordan Peterson quote tweets it, and he says this. Absolutely everything you do, CNN, is pathetic virtue signaling. Here's the best part. Thank God your days are numbered. And people are like, yo, dude, what is happening to you? It's incredible. It's like, bro. So everybody's getting a little bit worried. They're like, what is going on with this dude? He's been tweeting weird and weirder stuff. Like, I don't think this is virtue signaling. I think this is some interesting news that, they're a news network. What do you want them to do? So now let's get to the creme de la creme. This is such a good tweet. This is so amazing. And you most of you probably know what this is. You probably heard about this already. If you haven't, strap in. So this guy tweets out, he's being a troll, right? Let me show you what he tweeted out. What's going on in China? 3 children policy? What's going on in China? 3 children policy? Warning, graphic pictures. And what it is, it's a video of these fat white dudes getting milked by these suction cup machines, which, if you're not a complete moron, or if your brain isn't melted, this is some weird porn shit, some weirdo fetishy thing. We're like, what the hell is this? This is hilarious. But Jordan Basketball Peterson thinks it's real. He thinks these people are Chinese, I guess, too. So he says this: so much fun in unbelievable techno nightmare CCP hell. This motherfucker thinks this is a Chinese Communist Party thing. Like, he thinks this is actually happening in China. Like, isn't this the and and then the best part is his daughter, Michaela Peterson. She chimes in. Dad, you can't retweet this on Twitter. My eyes will never recover. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. She's obviously being, dramatic. But I just love that even she's like, bruh, what is happening? And of course he deleted it. But it just kind of begs the question, is he okay? Because there's no way an intellectual could think this is something real, like an actual video from the from the CCP. Like, bro, it's bizarre. So it's like, bro, probably needs to stay off of Twitter for a while. I don't think he should, because it gives us awesome gems like this. But if I were his friends and family, I'd be begging him. I remember a while ago he said he was just gonna have handlers because he said he'd rather die than delete that tweet about Elliot Page. Remember when he was so like like I say, imagine dying over a tweet. Imagine. And I'm like, what's going on with this guy, man? He's just, it's probably them Daily Wire bucks, you know. He probably has somebody who's probably even working with them. Maybe he isn't even controlling it anymore, and somebody's just going ham. And I don't believe. I actually think it's him, but what are you gonna do, man? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed those tweets, because I sure did. I'm sure there will be more to come. I really wasn't trying to bring this series back. I was kind of done with it. That's why it's been like 3 months right into this year. I was like, oh, okay. I saw these tweets and I thought, I have to do this. We have to talk about this. And it was great. It was fantastic. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you have a good one, and I'll see you soon in the next video.